What's up, everybody, and welcome in to the next episode of Sports Talk with me, your girl, Whitney B. I am so excited for today's episode. I have a good one. You know, we are 2 days away from the NFL Draft 2022. Again, it starts this week on Thursday, and it goes through the weekend. All right, so I'm going to give you some of my draft picks for the Lions. I'm going to also go over some things that happened in sports over the weekend. So without further ado, y'all, let's get this show started. And again, welcome into Sports Talk with me, your girl, Whitney B. I'm starting on 10 today, y'all, because I just am. No excuses this time. Y'all know me. I know y'all. I'm always on 10, so let's rock. The NFL draft is here. Happy and sad, of course, because, hey, we know where the Lions are drafting. We know where some other teams are drafting, and it gives us an opportunity to kind of gauge where the team is going to go based on this draft pick. And a lot of times, I don't know, I think it's questionable too, because we can say, oh my God, like Aiden Hutchinson, he was amazing in college, but it doesn't translate in the NFL. We're not hoping that, but it happens. So I'm hoping that we really hit on these draft picks this year. I believe that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes did their thing last year. Brad really picked some phenomenal players, and Dan Campbell was able to fit them in the team and make it work. So I am actually really, really looking forward to it. Again, guys, the draft, it starts April 28th, and it runs through the 30th. Pick one is going to go, I believe it starts at 7:30. I just got word, I believe a couple of days ago, that Barry Sanders is going to be one of the people who announced the Lions pick at number 2. So I'm just really, really looking forward to the draft. A little bit later in the show, I'm going to go over some of my personal picks. I know last year when I was starting off with the show, we did our special draft episode. Again, I would like to thank Richard Bryant. You know, I'm a Brian. He's a Bryant. But I would like to thank Richard for just coming on the show last year, and going over the mock draft with me. I personally am not going to do that kind of format again. We went over our top 10 picks and why we felt that those are our picks. I'm not going to do that today, guys. I'm just going to go over who I think the Lions should pick where, the first couple of rounds, and we'll go from there. But again, that's going to be a little bit later in the show. I want to start off with just a couple of little updates I, felt like, it was kind of necessary for me to start with. I kind of want to start with Miggy over the weekend. Congratulations, Miggy. Miguel Cabrera, he got his 3,000th hit over the weekend, so he is now one of 33 fortunate people to join the 3,000 hit club. So I don't know. It was hard. Like, I believe people been waiting on Miggy to hit this 3,000 like since the season started, and at first people was like super discouraged, like, oh, it's not happening. And the Tigers, the record was like starting off. I believe going into this game on Saturday, they were like 5-6 or something like that. Maybe 5. I think it was like 5-6. But anywhere it go, they showed out in that game on Saturday at home against the Rockies. They was 13-0. You remember Miggy did get his 500th home run last season, so that was big for the Tigers. I'm excited. He is really he finished in the top 5, I believe, 7 times, actually, in his Detroit career. 6 or 7 times in his career here in Detroit. So Miggy is really a big deal. The trade from Miami was amazing that year. And he's really just been an awesome player, an awesome staple on the Detroit Tigers, a good veteran for people to look up to. I am hearing everybody around the league, well, not around the league, but around Detroit about the league. And just a few other commentators state that Torkelson on the Tigers could be like the next Miggy. Now will he finish with Miggy numbers? I'm not sure. From what I'm seeing, possibly, but I don't know. So it's looking like he's grooming him though to be that next, good player, which, is not bad, but he did it, and I'm hoping he make it to the 4,000 hit club before he decides to go ahead and retire, hang it up. But it is what it is. I just want to celebrate. I'm sorry, congratulate Miguel Cabrera again on getting his 3,000 hit and joining the elite number of baseball players to have done that in their time. So the Tigers will be honoring him on June 10th. It'll be a celebration for Miggy right before the game, the Toronto game. It's a home game, of course. And I'm going to try to be there. I'm going to try to get my sister-in-law some tickets to go too because she loves baseball. And it'll be nice if she could be in the building for something like that. I mean, I need to see if they got tickets now to think about it because that's. Whew. Anywho, at the game, they let Matthew Stafford talk, and he talked about his time here in Detroit and just how much he appreciates the fans and love the fans and how resilient the fans are and like die hard. And one thing I will say about Detroit sports fans is yes, we are some die hard fans. Like, I'm going to ride with you if you winning or losing. Now, I might talk a little shit, but who don't? So I'm all for, Matthew Stafford love for Detroit. It's a good thing that he speaks so highly of the city. I just would have wanted him to say these things while he was still here. You really could not get Matthew in front of a camera in any of these years. Like, yeah, he talked when he had to. But even then, it's like you knew he was only saying this because he had to. Like, I don't know. Now it's like, I don't not see him in front of the camera. Like, where did this Matthew come from? Like, what are we doing here? Hey, I would like to send some condolences to Matthew Stafford and the Stafford family. I do follow his beautiful wife on social media, particularly Instagram, and she has made a million posts referencing the loss of their dog, Molly. Molly seems to be a doodle. Beautiful doodle. I love doodles because they smile in pictures. I don't know if it's like a camera thing. I've never seen a doodle that didn't smile in pictures. But Kelly states that she's had the dog for about 13 years or so. And, that was like really her bestie when Matthew went on to the NFL and she spent a lot of time alone before she had her children. And so I'm like looking at the post and I'm like, oh my God, this is so sad. It made me want to kind of cry a little bit like, oh my God, And then it was a few of them. So I really was like, I'm going to have to send him some condolences in the show. And so I just really want to say, y'all, pray for Matthew Stafford, his wife Kelly, and their children, and the loss of their dog Molly. Losing a pet is never easy. Losing anyone is never easy, but I don't want anybody to think, oh, it's just a dog. Like, no, it's like a person when you're a dog person. So I'm sorry for your loss, guys. Moving on a little bit to a little Detroit versus everybody spirit. I'm a little mad Cade Cunningham didn't get Rookie of the Year. He finished third. So they gave it to Scotty Barnes or whatever. All year, though, they kept saying it was Evan Mobley or whatever. How the hell did Scotty Barnes even win? Like, how did he win over Evan Mobley and Cade Cunningham? So if I was both Cade and Evan, I'd be pissed. Especially Evan. We're going to get to Cade in a minute, but this is why I'm saying Evan should be pissed because literally all year, all you have heard was Evan Mobley, Rookie of the Year. And boom, wow. March, y'all remember we talked about it. They was talking about Cade, 22, 5, and 5. No rookie's done that since Jordan, blah, blah, blah. Now, we do know Cade started the season injured, so he didn't play a full season, but he averaged all season 17, 5, and 5. Now, from doing a little research and listening to some of my favorite shows, it's only 10 people, Kate being one of them, 10 people in NBA history as a rookie to put those numbers up, 17, 5, and 5. It wasn't Scotty Barnes. It wasn't Evan Mobley. It was Cade Cunningham. Is Cade being treated unfairly because people don't watch the Pistons? Like, is it not because, Pistons aren't like mainstream? But when you do things like this, like, I love Detroit sports and I talk about Detroit sports a lot, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I watch other sports. I watch other teams play just so, I can be a little bit knowledgeable when I come and I do my show. As you all know, especially my loyal viewers, this isn't a stat throwing at you show. Oh, no. You can watch ESPN and stuff like that. This is a sports talk show. I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to talk to y'all and then y'all be like, she don't know what she's talking about, So I just feel like everybody who do this kind of stuff, especially when you have to be a person who gives votes to stuff like this. So I don't know. I think it's unfair. Kate tweeted out, I think last week, Detroit versus everybody. And it's so true. Like, you think it's really like, oh, it's a catchy saying. And no. It really is Detroit versus everybody. And it's like we put our city on our back and just get on through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes it's hard because, and this is, I think, why Detroit fans are resilient, because a lot of times we will have great players and a good package and everything like that. And it's often overlooked because Detroit, like, if you could just say like Pistons or something, then people might be like, oh, I'm gonna watch the Pistons. But when you say Detroit Pistons, it's like, oh my God. And then I was watching the playoffs over the weekend, the Golden State game versus Denver. And it was Morrison Green, together. Draymond Green is from Saginaw. I can't think of his name right now, but it ends in Morris. He's from somewhere in Genesee County. Neither place is Detroit. You know what I'm saying? But the commentator with his wrong banter, I believe Morris pushed Draymond or something like that. It was something, it drew a foul, but they on the court, they friends, they laughing it up, whatever they doing. Basically, what he said was that got to be a Detroit foul right there. Like, what is that though? Like, first off, neither one of them is from Detroit. Like, second off, what does this mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is a Detroit foul versus anybody else foul? But it's like, I don't know. It's just like people want to put this stigma on the city. And I really think that hurts the sports teams, especially when they're not doing well. And then it hurts the players on the team for their own personal stats. And I believe that this is really what, kind of set Cade Cunningham back. And it's crazy because everybody that I know from the city is like, well, Cade is my rookie of the year. And it's true. He is, he's my rookie of the year as well, but it doesn't matter. Like, that does not matter. The fact that he has loyal fans in Detroit is amazing, but it does not matter if he did not win, this statistic. And it just sucks. I think what this has done, though, for the young player is kind of put a chip on his shoulder, and he gonna come out and he about to he gonna do him. I'm hoping they draft, they probably get a good lottery pick this season. They draft some good players, fix the team. I don't know what's going on with Jeremy Grant. Is they gonna trade him? Like, I don't know. It's just he's a great player. I don't think that he is a fit for Detroit, though. I think with the team being so young and still kind of up and coming, like, it's weird, I don't know, but they might. And then it's like, what's going on with Dwayne Casey? Like, ain't nobody calling for his job right now, which is good, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when? You know what I'm saying? Like, when y'all gonna start being like, ugh, what are we doing here, Dwayne? I don't know. Maybe he might get one more good season. With the team or whatever. We'll see. I don't know. I can't see if the Pistons got a losing season next season. I don't see them keeping Dwayne Casey, to be honest. And if you agree or disagree, let me know because I want to know how y'all feel about him. But before I get into the mock draft or just my draft selection, I just want to go ahead and say, not how, but damn Brooklyn, like swept in the first round by the Celtics. Like, first off, Kevin Durant should have just stayed his tail in Golden State. I think that Kevin Durant, like, okay, if we remember way back when he was like quiet when he played for OKC, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say he is not a good player or he should not have the confidence of being a good player, but I think that when he wasn't such a big name or when he didn't have like the reputation of having to carry the team on his back, I don't know. It's like I can feel it, what I want to say, but I can't say it correctly. But basically, I think that he was quiet in OKC. Like, he was a good player, but he was quiet. The more he moved, on, it's like now in Brooklyn, he talk a lot of stuff online. I don't know. It's just he's not the same player, and I think that he wants to be bigger than the team. But at the end of the day, it's like this is why this is a team. Every piece got to work together to make it, good. So, he goes over here, and then now all of a sudden, this next season, they drafting all these people. I mean, picking all these people up in free agency. You got Irvin, James Harden. They done built the super team. You know what I'm saying? Then now it's totally different this season. Kyrie Irving can't even play all these games because of COVID. They still squeeze into the playoffs, but get swept. Like, swept. And they thought it was going to be a sweep this weekend with Denver and Golden State, but Denver said, and especially not at home. But no, not the Nets. They went on ahead and got swept. And then it was just tragic because I think, like, neither one of them was, like, averaging. I think between both Irvin and Durant, they maybe averaged 50 points together. Or didn't. I mean, I don't know. I know for sure they was only, like, in the 25-point range per game, every game. Except for the last game, but it still didn't matter. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And it's so crazy because these players are so comfortable with just switching on. I'm going to go, LeBron made his super team. They didn't even make it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so crazy because we can go back to some previous episodes last season when I talked about when the Lakers was picking all these people up in free agency. And I said it, like, if this is not a championship team, they all might as well hang it up. And this is the hang it up now. Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, whom can't stay healthy to save his life or his team, of course. And Russell Westbrook, I don't know. I do not know. And I really think all of them should go ahead and retire. But I don't see LeBron leaving until he's able to play with his son. And that's one thing that he said, like, that's his goal. So he going to be there. He going to play with Bronny. And whatever team Bronny get drafted to, he's there. Like, so I don't even know what the future of the Lakers look like. Like, they need a new coach. I don't know. Then they was like, well, Whitney, who you think going to make it to the championship? My granddaddy was asking me. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe Golden State and Milwaukee. I really think Golden State got an opportunity, though. I want to see Golden State in Phoenix, but with Devin Booker injured now, it's like, It's just weird. Phoenix is a good team too. If I had to make my choice, who's coming out of the West, it would be either one of those teams, of course. But I think Golden State gonna pull it off. Um, in Milwaukee, and in my head, I'm like, maybe Golden State gonna win it. But then I'm like, no, I think Giannis might win it back to back. Now that's gonna be a hard one. Maybe come closer to the time, I'll be like, I'll tell y'all who I think gonna go all the way. But if I had to give my predictions at this very moment, I'm going for Golden State and Milwaukee. Now, on to the best part of this show. So the Lions, they have a total of 8 players to pick in the draft. They have 8 positions to draft players this draft pick. 5 of which actually falls into the top 100. So we really can draft some, really good people and gel the team. They have 2 picks in the first round, 2 and 32. In the second round, they have 34. The third round, they have 66 and 97. There's your top 5. Fifth round, they have 177. And then the sixth round, they have pick 181 and 217. Again, a total of 8 picks, 5 in the top 100. Now, everybody, of course, thinks that the Lions is going to go edge first for number 2. Then it switched to quarterback. Well, I don't think it switched for everybody, but basically a consensus across America and whoever else outside of America is doing a mock draft for football. But the basic consensus is, even though everybody know the Lions need defense, the number 1 defensive position that they need to draft is an edge and possibly a quarterback. In my opinion, I think we can rock with Jared Goff. I honestly think that if Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell give Jared Goff like this last year in his contract to prove himself, if Brad can build around him, get some good solid people on, this could really be his prove it year. And seeing if he could possibly be here a little bit longer, I don't think they're going to franchise tag Jared Goff. He ain't no franchise quarterback, but I think he's a good enough quarterback to get us there with the correct players because, hey, we've seen it in LA. So I personally do not think that the Lions should draft a quarterback at 2. Now, if they wanted to get someone to sit on the bench behind Jared Goff, we can do that. And I do have a scenario for that, in my mock picks. I'm not going to call it my mock draft. I'm going to call these my mock picks because I really only focused on Detroit. But I want to start with the number 1 pick going to Jacksonville because I honestly feel like Jacksonville is going to pick Trayvon Walker or Aiden Hutchinson. For the longest, people have been thinking, okay, well, Kayvon Thibodeau will fall to us if Jacksonville don't pick him first. But if I had to pick my favorite, well, no, I'll be biased because, of course, my favorite is Aiden Hutchinson. And I've been saying that the Lions should draft Aiden Hutchinson since the beginning. Y'all can go back in the tapes and see it. Go back over the show. I can't be this old. Go back over the show, previous shows, and here I have said that. And hopefully it happens. I do think that Jacksonville will get Trayvon Walker or Aiden Hutchinson. So at the number 2 pick, if Jacksonville does Trayvon, we'll do Aiden or vice versa. I do not want the Lions to draft Kayvon Thibodeau. It's not like it would be a bad pick, but from what I see, Dan Campbell building the culture and just the players on the field and what he expects, I think above everyone, I feel that Aiden Hutchinson will fit better out of all of them. But Trayvon Walker, I feel like will be a better fit for Detroit than Kevon Thibodeau, just in case you guys wanted to know why he's not at the top of my list. Maybe he'll go number 3, but I don't have that pick on here. So at 2, defensive end, either Walker or Hutchinson. At 32, I think they should go with Lewis. I believe it's pronounced Sign. He's a safety. Or where it would be tricky would be to draft Malik Willis. Now, because the Lions have picked 32 and 34, I think it could go either way. Now, Malik Willis, this is why. Malik Willis might not be on the board. I could see Pittsburgh needing a quarterback, Seattle, somebody drafting both Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett, because those have been two top quarterbacks that some people have been talking about coming to Detroit. I honestly don't think Malik Willis is going to be on the board at 32. But if he is, I wouldn't be mad if the Lions took him. If not, go ahead, get the safety. Now at 34, depending on the pick that we took, I would say if we got Malik, good, get Lewis at 34. If we didn't get if we got Lewis at 32, Malik's not on the board, I'm saying go with David Ojabo. But this is my bias. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the show when I told y'all I'm mixing it up. This was my one bias pick. And because I cannot be that biased, I say Jalen Petrie. He's a safety as well. So I don't know. See, it's messed up with David Ojabo because he got hurt in the pro day, like beginning of like mid-March, something, when Michigan had their pro day. He tore his Achilles. It like moved his draft capital from like first round to fourth round. And I'm like, damn, David, like we gotta get him in the league. I would love to see Aiden Hutchinson and David Ojabo play on the same NFL team again. Now, would that happen? Probably not. If I could make it happen, I mean, I would love to. Who wouldn't? But I think that the Lions should focus on the defense. I honestly do. We definitely need a wide receiver. I'm not going to say we don't. I personally feel like Brad Holmes will be successful in picking the wide receiver maybe in the 5th round, maybe one of the 3rd round picks. But let's not forget, St. Brown was not in the top 2. I think he took St. Brown in the 4th round, 5th round. He was a very late round pick. And honestly, how did he get that low? Like, he's phenomenal. Like, I could really see him being, like a top 5 receiver coming down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's amazing. Like, he puts me in the mind of like this young Golden Tate. But better kind of, because like he was so good with yards after the catch. And I think that that's where he's going with, the team. And hopefully we just snag other good talent. And this is why I say Brad Holmes is good at what he do. He's been proving himself to be a great GM, not just in Detroit. He comes from LA. He did good in LA. And now he's bringing that expertise over to Detroit. And I think that once he proves himself wrong, then we could be like, oh my God. But I think he's going to do his thing again this year for sure. So that's why I say the Lions should focus more, particularly on the defense. Because Aaron Glenn was literally, this man, I don't know what he was doing with them players. Everybody was injured and the defense was amazing. So I feel like if we could get a more structure on the defense and, better players and fill the positions that needs to be addressed sooner than later, this could be a good season for the Lions. At least 8-9 wins. And that's really not asking for too much. If the Lions squoze in on the wild card this season, tuh, ooh-wee. So I'm excited, y'all. The draft is coming up. I am going to be rushing home to watch it because this is my daughter's first track meet this day, and I cannot miss it. And I'm a parent volunteer, so ooh, I'm gonna have to leave my post. Like, you know what, y'all? After this girl run, we gotta go. We do gotta go. I gotta go. I can't, like, the draft is always like the Super Bowl for Detroit fans because we don't get the Super Bowl or barely playoffs. So it's like this is what we're excited for. I'm excited. I'm gonna have my Lions gear on head to toe. I want y'all before the draft, write me and tell me who you think the Lions should draft at what picks and everything. We can go over some stuff. And let's just see, let's just see, y'all. I'm excited. I know y'all gonna be excited. And we'll see how much we have to talk about next week when we pick apart these draft picks. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. Have a fun, safe draft night. And I'm out.